Hi guys, so I've been wanting to deal with this question because I get it so often, and I feel like almost it is a friction kind of question and discussion people have, even though I don't understand why. So this person is asking, do I charge for wedding cake tasting? Now, first disclaimer is that I stopped doing wedding cakes. I used to do them, I stopped because I niched out, and now I just teach people how to make wedding cakes. But this question is very common, and most people tend to be shocked when I tell them yes. And today I just kind of want to break down exactly why I do it and why I suggest to my students or anybody who I am advising why they should too, okay? So this comment was from our Baking with Amari YouTube channel, where we've posted a how to assemble a wedding cake tasting slice sample package. And I did this because, again, I get so many questions on what do I do for wedding cake tasting? How do I put slices together? So if you haven't watched this, please do watch it. I show you exactly what to do when you're putting together a sample. And this is packaged, but you can also do this for somebody who's visiting you. So I just wanted to let you guys know, if you are looking to do a wedding cake tasting, this is how you do it. I also want to mention that under this video, or if you want the link, you can comment below. I share a link where you can download a template that gives you an example of how to cost and price for a wedding cake sample, right? Because I believe in charging them. So I just wanted to let you guys know that, in case you're wondering how to put the sample package together, how to package them, how to price and cost, right? So you'll just click the link, put in your name and your email, and it's sent directly to your email. So just an FYI. So I'm going to tell you this in form of a story. One of the things that I learned earlier on, thank God, I'm so glad for the lessons I learned early on when I was getting into the business. And one of the things that I saw somewhere was a story of a baker who explained that she used to do free tastings every week. Now, at that time when she's sharing that she's doing the free tasting, she used to complain that she gets a specific type of people. Like, she'll be like, we do free wedding cake tasting Thursday. Please make sure you're an actual couple. The thing that was happening to her is that people would show up that look like a couple, but they're not. They're just people looking for free cake. And so in her complaining to people that that's happening to her, I kind of realized that because she keeps giving free wedding cake tasting, she does attract some couples, but she's also attracting a specific type of people that's kind of lying about not doing this, not being a wedding cake couple. So that just kind of set for me the precedence to actually start charging wedding cake tasting. So the first thing I'm going to tell you about that is that the reason why I think you should charge for your wedding cake tasting is that don't assume everyone who's going to taste your cake is going to become a customer. So what you want to do is, at least, if not make a profit, recover the price of making that wedding cake sample. Now, I am not saying again that people who come are fake or anything. They are actually just shopping around to see if you're a good bet. But sometimes you're not always going to get even somebody who might have been a target market might choose another baker for other reasons, probably nothing to do with you. But even if you're to keep doing this wedding cake tasting, recover the cost of making those cakes, right? So please, number one reason why I think you should do that is to recover the cost. Because as much as I'd like to say that this makes sense, you are a business. You're supposed to be making profit, right? And sometimes your marketing budget is not going to cover all the wedding cake tasting samples that you're going to have to do sometimes. So you don't have to put a profit on it. You can choose to actually do it at cost. Second reason why I think you should charge for your wedding cake costing, and why I did, was this. When another story actually allowed me to come up with this particular conclusion. So again, back to the lady who was doing wedding cake tasting, I realized that her problem, I didn't even comment because I was pretty new, and so I wasn't very brave in giving advice at that time, but I realized that she's attracting a certain type of people. And what happens is that other people were telling others that if you go on Wednesday or Thursday to this lady's place and told them you're a couple, she was going to give you free tasting. And she was doing like 5 flavors, guys. It was quite pricey, I think. And so I realized that what's happening is that she's picking a particular type of client, right? So the second reason why I would tell you to cost is that you want to attract a certain type of person. Now, some people will be like, okay, what if I attract a good type of target market, right? The person who's meant for me. That's good, right? So on to my next story. There is a baker friend of mine who's very close. She went to my mentorship, and she gave me an example of somebody who's asking her for a wedding cake tasting. And when she approached me, we're just talking in conversation. She's like, I don't know if I should do this, And I'm like, why shouldn't you do it? She's like, well, I don't charge people. And I looked at her completely shocked. I'm like, you should just charge to make your money back. Then she looks at me, okay, I'm not sure if that's a good thing. Will not drive them away. I told her, listen, if these people are really, because they told her they're shopping for a baker. If they're really shopping for a baker and they don't come to you, even if it's not your fault, what's going to happen? Because I know her. She was doing premium cakes and fillings. So whatever she was doing was costing minimum 5,000 shillings cost. So I told her, hey, just do it as if like an order. Just think of it like a birthday cake order or a custom cake order that you usually do. Charge it, tell them, hey, I charge for them. These are my options. Option A, B, have like 2 packages. And if they don't come back, you won't feel bad and you won't feel like you've cheated them. And they won't feel bad either because they have paid for the cake, right? And so she was like, all right, cool. And so she charged them. Interestingly enough, they ended up not ordering the cake from her, but they called her and gave her a full explanation as to why. They were very polite and they told her, hey, a friend of ours has chosen to pay for the wedding cake and they're choosing their own baker. And so because we didn't want to refuse and it was just such a nice thing for them to do, we opted to agree, which means we can't ourselves choose you as a cake vendor. The good thing is that they explained to her what happened. It was not the baker's fault. And it was not the couple's fault. So this is my explanation to you people as to sometimes you charge not because somebody didn't like your cake or didn't want you to choose you. It's just other circumstances come in. So imagine if they went and told another set of people. Those people would just keep coming for free tasting. And within maybe 6 months, maybe each month you're doing a free tasting and it's costing you money and it's not bringing in back enough money. So one reason is to make back your cost. And the second reason for real, guys, is to attract the right type of person. Now, the third reason why I tell people to charge is this. I actually think that it makes you look more like a professional baker or a professional business. If you're just willy-nilly giving free cake, you do, again, these reasons are intertwined. You tend to attract a certain type of people. So what's going to happen is that if you start doing this, charging your samples, you're going to repel clients. But please note, you're going to repel the right person. Just like there is customer personas, there is negative personas, people you don't want to come to your business. And what you're going to do because of charging that wedding cake sample, it's going to start helping you only attract the type of person who would actually buy from you. And it's going to repel the type of person who would probably be problematic or you would end up struggling with, right? So as much as bakers don't love hearing this, especially those who are doing business and especially if you're just getting started, this is the truth. You want to attract a certain type of person and you don't want friction. So when you start charging for that sample, at least you're only attracting the people who are serious. If I'm serious enough to pay for your sample, I must be shopping around for real. And if I like your stuff, sometimes even if I may not book you for a wedding, I might start taking or bringing you custom orders or birthday cake orders, right? So it just makes you look like a more professional baker. And again, back to the reason number one, you're able to make your money back and you become a profitable business, which is what we're trying to do, guys. We are not NGOs, we are businesses. Those are my top reasons. I'd say my top 3 reasons why I used to charge for wedding cake tasting, and that's why I think that bakers, these applies to home bakers, small scale bakers, right? Small scale bakers or anybody who has a small bakery shop or home baker. Why your budget isn't that big, right? I understand if a large business does it because they have a large marketing business budget, but you don't. Because of that, please start charging them so you attract the right people and you make your money back and you're not making losses. I hope this video has helped you. Comment below if you have any other questions about wedding cake samples. I'll see you in the next video. And make sure to watch the next video as well.